2015 is considered to be a landmark year as far as the treatment of acute ischemic stroke is concerned. I am Dr. Gigi Kurutugalam, interventional neurologist at Rajagiri Hospital. 5 major trials were published in NEJM, New England Journal of Medicine, Mr. Clean, Escape, Extend IA, Swift Prime and ReverseCAT, which showed that mechanical thrombectomy, physically pulling out the clot through devices, is a very, very effective treatment option in the management of acute ischemic stroke due to a large vessel occlusion. What is mechanical thrombectomy, or otherwise called endovascular thrombectomy? It is a very, very simple procedure. The patient is taken to the cath lab under fluoroscopy. The site of occlusion is identified. Small catheters and wire over a wire is threaded through the femoral artery into the brain. The clot is literally grabbed using a device called a stent retriever or an aspiration catheter, and physically the clot is taken out and blood circulation is restored. So once you take out the clot physically using the stent retriever or aspiration catheter, ideally done within 6 hours, and in many situations up to 24 hours, it's very, very effective in restoring the circulation and bringing the patient back to life. So essentially, these are the different thrombectomy techniques. The first is a stent retriever thrombectomy, where a stent retriever attached to a wire, a stent which is attached to a wire, is taken across the clot. It is deployed at that location and pulled out. The second is what is called an aspiration technique, where a wide bore catheter is taken to the face of the clot. Without crossing the clot is aspirated. And third, naturally, is combination of these two. So the initial stent retriever was called a solitaire and the aspiration catheter was called a penumbra. So it was called Solumbra technique initially. But now people prefer to use the term primary combined approach. Primary, as a first step itself, you use both the aspiration catheter and the stent retriever, so that the first pass recanalization is much, much more than other devices used individually. So these are the devices used and the steps in mechanical thrombectomy. In a small series of lectures to continue, I'll be discussing about all these steps and the devices in much more detail. These lectures are very short lectures of 5 minutes duration, so that it's convenient for everyone to listen. And I request all of you, whoever is interested to know more, you have any doubts or questions to ask, individually you can send WhatsApp messages to my number 9846066990. I would like to personally interact and clear your doubts individually rather than through a forum or a group, where vast majority of the people, I understand that people who have genuine doubts actually do not ask doubts, or they don't get an opportunity to clear their doubts. So the first step is actually getting a femoral puncture, a proper femoral puncture. So this is the most crucial step, because in all the cases, it's not like 90% of the time I can get a good puncture. 100% of the time, each and every case, a proper, secure, safe femoral puncture should be done, so that the procedure can be done safely. This is very, very important, since most of these patients would have already received IV thrombolytics. So very safe single wall puncture without any hematoma is very, very crucial. It's a very simple technique. So this is the femoral puncture set which is commonly used. This is the sheath which is put into the femoral artery, through which, so that different devices can be taken in and out without damaging the artery. So this becomes the gate, so that you put the sheath there. There are different types of sheath. This is a 6F sheath. The color of the sheath varies depending upon the size. If it's a diagnostic procedure, we use a 5F sheath. And mechanical thrombectomy, since we have to take bigger catheters, we use an 8 French sheath. And this is the dilator which is put inside that, so that you introduce it and take out the dilator. And this is the wire which is used, the guide wire, and the tip, as you can see, is curved, so that it is least traumatic to the blood vessel. So this is how a mechanical, the femoral puncture is done. So under fluoroscopy and under palpation, the femoral artery is palpated, and against the femoral head, very carefully using the puncture needle with the beveled tip facing up, so that it will not injure the vessel. Slowly puncture the artery. It's technically very simple. And once you have a good backflow of blood with arterial gush, you thread the wire, slowly lowering the needle, and thread the wire safely into the femoral artery. under fluoroscopic guidance, so that you can know that the wire is going safely into the artery. And once the vessel, the guide wire is inside the artery, make a small nick with a knife so that it is easy to introduce the sheath. So this is the first step, and over this wire the sheath is introduced. So after this step, the second step is under fluoroscopy. So here under fluoroscopy, this is the femoral head, you can see that the femoral head, and the artery through which the sheath is introduced. Once the sheath is introduced, through the sheath a micro guiding catheter, a small catheter over a wire, is advanced very safely. The wire is always taken first so that the catheter will not injure the vessel. Wire is very supple, soft, the tip is very supple so that it will not injure any vessel. Once you reach the arch here, you take it, flip it upward so that it will hook one of the carotid artery. The right side is the brachiocephalic trunk, the subclavian as well as the common carotid artery. So once you enter that, take a shoot and confirm which it is going into the carotid artery. Once you enter the carotid artery, take a rod map, which is actually like putting on the lights when you are driving at night, so that you can see exactly the vessel how it goes. And under rod map guidance, you take it into the carotid artery. So you have seen this. This is exactly the time it takes to puncture the femoral artery, put in a sheath, take a wire into the carotid artery and to reach. It hardly takes around 5 minutes to puncture, put the sheath, and then to reach the carotid artery. So I told in the beginning that these are intended to be very short lectures. So I'll stop here. If you have any doubts till now, you can WhatsApp me in my number 98460 66990. And tomorrow we'll continue with the second part of the talk about guiding catheters. What are these balloon guide catheters in the next talk. Thank you for your patient listening. So please do let me know your comments, suggestions, criticisms, and if you have any doubts, I'll be very happy to clarify that as much as I know. My WhatsApp number is 98460 66990. Thank you.